I do want to discuss what happened on Tuesday, August 8th concerning issue 1. So obviously on this channel, we were talking about issue 1 quite a bit. It was very important to our organization that issue 1 would pass. And the reason for that is because this November, the abortion lobby is attempting to enshrine state-sanctioned murder into our Constitution. And so issue 1 would have made it harder for them to do that. And unfortunately, it failed. And it not just failed, but it lost by a vote of 57 to 43. So it was a pretty large loss that happened on Tuesday. So what happened there, and where do we move forward from here? I will just say, as a voice of encouragement to pro-lifers across the state of Ohio. First, the fight is not over. Issue 1 was just step 1 to defeating the abortion lobby in the state of Ohio. The real fight will happen this November, and that's what we have to be focused on. But if we can learn one thing, and one thing only, from Tuesday night's loss, it's that the left and the abortion lobby are serious. They're serious about what they believe. They're serious about what they want to do. And they don't just talk the talk. They don't just have these apathetic beliefs and platitudes that they, rattle off when asked, but they have conviction and they act on that conviction. They go out and they vote and they get their people to do the same. And we have to do the same here on the right. We have to do that in the pro-life movement. I think that for so long, we have been lulled to sleep because with Roe there, we felt like we never even had a chance of ending abortion. And so we became very apathetic about the issue. We became comfortable with nothing actually getting done. But Roe's gone, and we are able to get things done. We are able to protect life and end abortion in our state. But we have to get serious about that if we want that to happen. And what happened on Tuesday was not us getting serious about that. That was us remaining to be apathetic. And so I would just humbly ask Ohio's pro-life movement to wake up and to recognize what time it is. We are on the cusp of state-sanctioned murder of preborn lives being written into our Constitution. Not a court opinion, not a piece of legislation, but in our guiding document that is meant to protect our liberties and freedoms. We're about 90 days away from that possibly being written into Ohio's Constitution, written in the highest law of our land in the state of Ohio. I don't think that I can overstate how important it is that we fight against this, and we fight against it clearly with conviction. We cannot be afraid to say that abortion is murder. We cannot be afraid to say that abortion is wrong and that it has no place in our Constitution. Our Constitution is supposed to uphold and protect our rights, beginning with the right to life. So writing in abortion into our state's constitution literally goes against the very purpose of the Constitution, which is supposed to enshrine rights, God-given rights, may I say. And none of us have the God-given right to kill our own children or to kill somebody else's child. That is nobody's right. That is murder, and that is evil. And in Ohio, we should never ever be comfortable with that, even having a chance of happening in our state. And so I would just implore everyone that's listening to me right now to really get serious, to get motivated, and to tell every one of your friends and families about what's at stake this November if we don't get out to vote no. Talk to your pastors, get our churches involved. Why are our pastors asleep on this? Why is the Christian movement and the Christian community apathetic about this? As Christians, from the very beginning, we have been the ones that fight against murder. We have been the ones who fight against injustice. In the Roman Empire, it was the Christians who were saving the children who were literally getting thrown away. If you look back in the early church, the Romans, the culture of the day, the pagans of the day, they were throwing away their children, literally. They were throwing away their children. And it was the Christians who rescued those children who were thrown away. We answered the call at risk of being burned alive in the street and used as a candle. So as Christians in 2023 in Ohio, I think that if our predecessors in the early church had enough courage to risk death to protect those who are being stumbled away to the slaughter, I think that we can risk voting in an unpopular way in order to save human life. I think that it's important enough that we can risk that. We can risk unpopularity in order to protect life. And so I would just ask that every pro-lifer gets serious, and every single person under the sound of my voice shares this message to everyone that is in your family in Ohio, all of your friends in Ohio, and just put on your social media, share, go door to door, do phone banking, get involved. But we need you to make your voice heard. And we need you to go out in November and make sure that everyone that you know also does the same, because this is not a matter of politics. This isn't a matter of disagreement. This is a matter of right and wrong. This is a matter of life and death. But be encouraged, because just because we lost on issue 1 does not mean that we will lose in November. This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for us to lean on God, show that we trust Him, and do the right thing. Results belong to God. Duty is ours. Results belong to the Lord. That should be our mantra. We should never fear the results of what happens when you do the right thing. We should just trust in the Lord that we can do the right thing, and He will bring through what needs to be done. And so I would just encourage everyone to go out, see this as an opportunity in moving forward, and a judgment that, hey, we were too quiet about this issue. We were too lax about this issue. We have lulled an entire society to sleep on this issue. But now we have a chance to wake people up. We have a chance to spread the truth. And we have a chance to run the abortion lobby out of Ohio. We have a chance to end all abortion in the state of Ohio. If we do this right, we can save lives. We can protect life, and we can build a culture of life. But we have to stand up. We have to take action, and we cannot wait any longer. We have to be serious. And if we're serious, and if we're trusting in God, then with God, all things are possible. But if we remain quiet, and if we remain fearful and don't move out of fear of man and fear of unpopularity or being called names, then I seriously worry about what's to come in November.